Hi, I'm Rob. Thanks for tuning in. Today I just want to cover some mixers and some mixer options. Just want to help guide through some purchases that you may be contemplating. Okay, so we focused a bit on this digital mixer here. This is a Behringer X32. Just got this guy. I'm really thrilled to have this guy because of the processing power that it has. We've covered a lot of different concepts about digital mixers and equalizers and all that kind of stuff, but I want to touch on this a little bit just because we're around this neck of the woods. You know, I mentioned this before with mixers. You have a mixer like this. This is a, Behringer Xenix. The EQ section is 3 knobs, 1, 2, 3, and it's fixed. You can't adjust these. So, I mean, you can boost or cut, but you can't change the frequency where they're at. So the sounds that you're touching. This is the low knob, the bass, like the bass in your car stereo or your home stereo. This is the high knob, right? This is at 12K, this is at 80K, 80 hertz and 12 kilohertz, right? 12,000. And then this one is about 2.5 kilohertz or 2,500 hertz is the same thing, but they're fixed. So all you can do is boost or cut, over here, or in the middle here, or over here. Now that may or may not work for you. And it's also, these are sufficient, they're pretty wide, patterns. So this may or may not work. You might actually not be able to affect the frequency that you want to here. So that's a very common kind of EQ. This is the earlier version of this mixer, and there's the same 3 knobs at the same 3 set points, right? So same idea. Now, we have another mixer here. This is the Mackie. I guess this is the 1402. 14 inputs. There's 6 mic inputs. And again, these knobs, these EQ knobs, are the same. They're fixed. They're all fixed. So I'm going to stop focusing on fixed EQ. You get it. All right. But the idea here is that the 1604, I showed that earlier. Let me just grab it up here. It's a little bit heavier, right? This has an enhanced EQ section because it has the same fixed low knob and high knob, but the mid knobs, this mid-range, there's two. There's a frequency and then there's a level. So the frequency is kind of like the parametric EQ when we looked at that and how a parametric EQ works, in that you can move the frequency down and up the spectrum, right? You can't change the width of it like you could change the Q on a parametric EQ, but you can sweep it up and down the band so you can sort of zero in on the frequency that you need to fix, that you either need to boost or you need to cut. So this has that, right? So there's all those different kinds. Now there's other EQs, there's other exotic EQs that have been used in studios for years and used in sound systems. The other one that you may run into, that you might want or need, and you actually have a model of it in a digital mixer like this, usually is a plug-in that would be a graphic EQ. Now a graphic EQ is like one of these in the back here. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it has all the knobs, the sliders. It's got 31, it's usually a 31 band EQ, and you can adjust the levels of each of those so that you can more finely tune the sound. So in the other mixer that I had here, this other little one, these guys are very coarse. It's only 3 instead of 31, right? So it's only 1/10 of the capability here. That would be like having 31 knobs all up and down the band, right? Okay, so that's just a little bit about the types of EQ that you find. Usually you'll find in analog gear, you'll find these older and fixed and limited equalizer sections. When we're using lower cost mics or wireless mics, you might need to EQ, you might need to tweak the EQ in order to fit the sounds together better so that they sound more natural, so that they don't feedback, and so that they match the singer's voice better. In a digital console, that's much easier because you have the tools that you need in order to make that happen. Okay, that's enough for that. Tune in next time. We'll cover some other neat topics. Thanks. Take care. So thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell so you get notified when there's new content.